Hi, hello. Welcome to the last Mover Mailbag of 2022. What a year it has been. If you missed the year in review on the other channel, go to the link in the description, Mover 69. And that's the first announcement, I guess, is that it's an announcement I made like 2 years ago when I first did this, but this time I mean it. So back in 2021, I started Life with Mover to try to separate aviation from the other stuff. Didn't really work out because I just didn't do it as much as I would have liked, so to speak. And tried to bring a lot of stuff here. It doesn't work, the race car stuff and all that. So this will be just aviation related channel going forward. And all of the other stuff will go on the other channel, which will give me more freedom and not be kind of a. Because I think the way YouTube works is once you get kind of stuck in one genre, it's very tough to get out. So for the last Mover Mailbag, I'm going to read your questions and probably do a lot of live Q&A. Although Douglas is joining us. You guys know Doug from some of the streams, the race car stuff, all that. But he is voice only. So let me see if I can figure this out. Add to stream. Nope, that doesn't work. How about that? Douglas.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, that means I've got to get headphones, huh? I don't know if that's going to work. Hold on. Is it going to echo? Echo cancellation. All right. You still hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Nobody hears themselves. Hello, people in the comments. Somebody says, finally view one live. Yes, Adam. Thank you. Howdy. Hello. So, dude, that's serious dedication.
Wow, yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning doing that. So anyway, I've got a package here we'll start with, so to speak. Hopefully not anthrax, as I always say. One day it probably will be. So that'll probably get a lot of views. So at least I'll go out with that.
You
check
beat
this
me
out.
to the so to speak on that one.
Yeah. Oh, Tomcat. Ah,
Tomcats.
Tomcat. Yeah. Anyway, Doug and I have been racing. So for the Twitch viewers, we're going to bring back iRacing to Twitch. It's going to happen. I promise. Right, Douglas? We're going to do it.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is a card. It's got, which is good because there's actually a question about tankers from one of the emails. And it says, Mover, I'm hoping you, yours, and the pups have a wonderful holiday and a very happy new year. I found this 10 at a flea market. I know it's just a cheap reproduction, probably made in China, but I thought it was cool and thought of you, Nance. Crazy old lady. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate anytime somebody thinks of me. Look at that. That's cool. Okay, to the questions. We've got questions from the audience. I've got to. Hey, Doug, do you have access? Can you do any of this stuff? You're an admin, aren't you?
I can see the chat. What else
Can
do you need me to do?
can you hide like the questions? Can you show the questions and hide the questions? Are you that high speed? All right. Well, while you figure that out, Wolfberg, you should be. I've had two questions in my mind, actually. I wanted to ask, can the F-18C outrate the F-16 in real life? No. That's one question, and the answer is no. We lost Douglas. Douglas has left the chat. Married to Mover? Boy, that'd be a depressing show. It's funny you say that. One time I got a call from a producer from the show, what was it called, Married at First Sight? And they were in New Orleans and they wanted me to go audition for it. And when I read what it was about, I was like, oh, no, I don't think so. That's not going to be a thing. All right, Douglas is back. What happened?
I have not logged into StreamYard, so I can't do any cool stuff. I'm trying to log in at the same time as I'm watching the stream.
Okay, well, don't worry about it then. I've got it. I've got the con. Where's your T-38 Finney Flight video? Go watch my, well, this might be too big of a spoiler. Go to Life with Mover. I explain kind of what happened on there. Comms check. What is Doug's blood alcohol content? He's not crayons. He's not
morning
crayons.
here.
Yeah, crayons. All right, to the questions. This one comes from Philip. The Fredlin interview is his question. Boy, that was a good one, wasn't it? Did you watch that one? You watched that one. You were always on that one. It says, I love your channel. My name is Philip, and I'm a computer graphics, VFX, or FX artist and designer into VR, generally a creative guy. I'm emailing because I had happened to see an interview that you did with Fred about his work on Top Gun Maverick. It was a really insightful interview. I was wanting to see it again. Good luck. so that I could study some scenes again. What Fred was referencing for educating myself further on the state of technical capabilities of CG, because I saw the movie and it looked pretty great. In any case, I already can guess what happened. Jerry Bruckheimer, Skydance, Paramount heard about your interview and thought that Fred was telling stories out of school, threatened you with a cease and desist and a lawsuit if you didn't remove the interview. All traces of it ever existing because Fred probably signed some part of his existence away in some complicated NDA that promised you we wouldn't reveal any secrets about the production for the next 50 years or something. Am I right? No. Well, sort of. So, for those of you that don't know, I did interview one of the VFX artists involved on the film, which was a great interview. I mean, obviously, it was CGI in that movie. Like the fact that anybody disputes that at this point. In fact, there was another artist that was on Twitter, like pointing out exactly what she did in each scene. But we did it a little early, and Fred got kind of a nasty response because he had moved companies, and they basically the studios went to him and said, "Look, you can't do that. You need to take that down. It's not going to be good for you otherwise." So he asked me to take it down, and as I do with anybody that's on this channel or anybody that's interviewed or anything, I respect those wishes. No harm, no foul. I'll take it down. No one directly contacted me ever, although they did give me a lot of grief when we finally got to Mover Ruins Movies because they would never approve. It took forever to get all 8. That's why it's 8. It's 8 different videos because I had to break it up in order to get it approved to actually, do a Mover Ruins Movies. But I didn't have any direct contact with anybody. It was just the person I interviewed asked me to take it down. I think it's hilarious because Tom Cruise and Jerry Bruckheimer, this is back to the email, really talked up how they didn't use CG. Did they, though? I think that's kind of a gray area, like the whole, it's not a lie if you believe it, because I think they're basically saying the foundation is real jets, which is true. Therefore, it's a real movie. Every movie has CGI or CG. So it's not 100% one way or the other. Even the new Devotion, they used real Corsairs, but then they added CG Corsairs to make it look like there's 100 of them or whatever, which I still haven't seen that movie, so don't spoil it for me. Makes them look like liars, and they're like, send this mover guy a letter and an email. No. And I probably would have told them to pound sand if they'd have done that anyway. Either that or you just decided to take it down for a while until it's basically not a newer movie. I don't know if it'll ever go back up. I mean, Fred tells me I can put it back up, then sure. But until then, I have no reason to put it back up. I know a lot of it was actually flying real planes, but it was a great educational video to see as an aspiring CG artist myself for showing how far CG has come and what it's capable of at this point in time when Fred talks about the scenes that were actually CG. I remember vividly you thinking that some scenes were real and him being like, nope, that was all CG planes in that part. And that was kind of the whole point, right? We give Tom Cruise a lot of credit, which he deserves because he was a producer and he put this all together. And, it's a really good movie. But the people behind the scenes that did all the work and the background work, they were like shunned because it was like, oh no, we didn't have any VFX artists. And they spent thousands of hours on this movie. And if you remember what all started this, I did a reaction to Top Gun Maverick trailer back in 2019, 2020, that time frame. And I immediately pointed out, I'm like, that's pretty cool, but it's fake. And the internet went viral, it exploded because people were like, oh my God, it's all real. There's no way, you're an idiot. God. And of course I was right. But on top of that, it became kind of a theme because anytime you say it was CG, people would argue with you. You don't know what you're talking about, whatever. And then I bring the guy who actually did the CGI and we can't even keep the video up. But they needed credit because they did such a good job that nobody can really tell, except people that have done it. I mean, any fighter pilot that's done any of the stuff in that movie can immediately look at it and go, yeah, that's not real. Planes don't look like that when they do stuff like that. Anyways, I guess it's really no use in asking because they probably have you in a pretty good squeeze. Nope. With whatever they said, but it's some sort of recording, the educational purposes, even if it's just an MP3 or a transcript or text something. I tried to look in the Internet Archive for an old cache version, but that thing is gone. Great channel, great videos nonetheless. My mom's side of the family were all Air Force and Naval aviators. My grandpa piloted B-17 on WW2. Great uncle flew Corsairs and commanded the Shangri-La from Vietnam to be decommissioned. Uncle Joe was a Top Gun trained Tomcat Rio. So when Top Gun 1 came out, I was in the 4th grade. It was a big deal. I think I could fly, but it wasn't in the cards for me. Glad you got to do it. What do you think, Douglas? Are you still with us?
I'm still here.
You left?
I'm hanging out in the comments.
Oh, yeah. Are they saying anything fun?
Now we're talking about BMWs, real stuff.
What? Keep it on track. This is aviation. Talking about airplanes and Tomcats.
BMW made airplane engines, at least in World War II.
Cooper says it's not CGI. We just asked Russia for some felons and blew up millions of dollars worth of jets. Yep. Tom Cruise really ejected from a single seat horn. I had somebody, and I eventually I'll get good at this, but until then, I'm reading the comments. And I had somebody the other day say that I was wrong because Tom Cruise personally piloted the jet. And then somebody else right under that comment said that Tom Cruise had his fighter pilot's license. And I said, what is a fighter pilot's license? He said, it's a license you get to fly fighter jets. I said, well, there's no such thing. So it's going to be tough to do that.
I can print you one.
Well, before you 3D print it, make it look like this real.
Absolutely.
But before anybody says, well, that's not accurate, you can get a type rating in an L-39 or any fighter that you can buy as a civilian. A type rating is not a fighter pilot license. You are not a fighter pilot unless you've gone out and learned how to employ a jet to kill people and break their things. It's a mentality. It's because the check ride you do to get trained is like the first 6 to 9 weeks of training. The next 4 months is how you employ that as a weapon system. That's what makes you a fighter pilot, not just knowing how to fly the jet. Anybody can fly a jet. You know, I have my DDM-4 right here. It doesn't make me a Navy SEAL, you know, just because I can shoot a rifle. Anyway, what else we got today, Douglas? Hey, somebody from Australia. Hey, Mr. Lamoine. Just wanted to send a quick message from down under to thank you for your expertise, insight, honesty, and humor I've enjoyed since discovering this channel. I also wanted to say thank you for your service. I hope this message finds you well and you're staying warm. Take care, Jade. I'll say good day to Margot Robbie if I see her. I have a surprising number of Australian fans. Have you noticed that? No? Okay. I'll just talk to myself.
I think Australians are like at least the second best, possibly the first best rednecks in the world. They're right up there with us.
Yep. All right. So this is from Jim. Mover. In your last mailbag, you stated you preferred the extender over the Stratotanker. What the hell? Platform for aerial I'm making an inquiry, but not trying to be nosy as to why your preference KC-10 versus a KC-135, asking for myself. Also, is this refueling preference independent on your experience in refueling both in the Hornet and the Viper? If I can have any other question, did you ever utilize any platform types for Hornet? So I never refueled in the Hornet because I never needed to. We never flew anything long enough to need tankers. I refueled a ton in the Viper. And here's why I like the KC-10. It's very Gucci, but engines are farther out because there's only 3. And it's just a smoother process because you don't get all the. Now, granted, if the KC-130, it depended on the KC-135, right? They call it the Iron Maiden for a reason, just because it's very tough to tank on. But if the inboard engines were powered up, like high thrust setting, because it was heavy or whatever, a little Viper, you get bounced around a lot, which makes it harder to stay on the boom. The director lights rarely worked. It's just, the visual references are a lot more challenging in the KC-135. KC-10 had none of those problems. It was smooth, easy to stay in contact. Once you were getting fuel, bam, bam, done. It was always nice to see that it was a KC-10 versus KC-135. Not hating on the KC-135 because I had a KC-135 crew save my ass more than once. One time I had a KC-135 crew get me a PPR. So I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again because why not? I was taking a jet to the depot at Hill. So I had to go from Homestead in Miami to Salt Lake City, Hill Air Force Base, that area. And I was so excited because as a lieutenant, I had figured out a way to not have to stop in Fort Worth. I called the tanker unit. They said, yep, we need the training. We'll meet you over Louisiana. We'll drag you through Kansas, drop you off, and then you go fly the rest of the way because it's a one refueling stop. And I was like, oh, awesome, cool. I'd gotten a PPR to Carswell because I thought I was going to have to stop. In this process, though, I had forgotten to get a PPR, which is prior permission requested, which you have to get permission. Even though you're a military jet, you have to get a permission to land at a military base that's not your own. So I'm on the tanker, and the guys call me up on the radio. We're on the same frequency, and he says, hey, your director of operations just called. He's pretty mad. He wants you to land at Salt Lake City. And I said, oh, God, why? He said, well, Hill Air Force Base sees that they have an inbound, but they don't have a PPR on you. You can't land there. because it's specific. They were in a very strict period at that time. You're going to have to land at Salt Lake City and figure it out. I was like, oh, geez. I said, don't you guys have a phone on there? And they go, yeah. Would you mind helping me out? They said, no problem. So between, took the Hot Pocket out the microwave, picked up the phone, they called, and sure enough, they got me a PPR, landed at Salt Lake or at Hill Air Force Base, never got in trouble. Awesome day. And then I found $5. Yep.
Do they really have a microwave?
Yeah, they do. I don't know if it's a microwave or an oven. They have something. They can heat up food.
That's awesome.
I mean, they can do all the things. I mean, because they're in there for a long time. They can do all the things. And that's it. That is all for the emails. So let's go to the chat, which looks like some things have happened. Has anything funny been in the chat yet?
We got an F-14 Tomcat, or the F-14 Tomcat in the chat.
What do you mean the F-14 Tomcat in the chat?
F-14
James
Tomcat
loves
joined
the
chat.
photos of the dogs. Yes, that was a gift from Milady for Christmas. Very nice.
I wondered about that too. That's pretty awesome.
She took individual pictures of each dog and then sent it off. And so she found the best pictures and sent that off. I thought that was funny. When she handed me that, I'm like, yep, that's going on the wall. Would you have flown the Concorde? Look, I'll fly anything. Just name it. I'll fly. Well, almost anything. It's probably easier to talk about what I wouldn't fly than what I would. Hey, look, it's this guy. Why don't you read it in your own voice?
I need to get over to Scotland in that case and find out, because it's a lot more doable than going all the way to Oz.
Yeah. The problem with Oz is they put the steering wheel on the wrong side. You guys were so close to being awesome. Let's see. I've been inside a KC-10. It's very beautiful. I mean, they're the Gucci Mafia. Yeah. C-17 also has ovens. Yeah. Anything with more than, 2-3 crew members, I think usually has some form of, whatever. Hey, Mover, love the books. Thank you. Granny Gum Jobs. That's from the Twitch. Yeah. Nappy says, whoa, I mean, it's not usually a channel thing. Please show us your fighter pilot's license, registration, insurance. Keep your hands off the stick, please. So I did a traffic stop. Nope. I did a traffic stop the other day. And, this girl, she was going pretty fast. And so I pull her over and, said license, registration, proof of insurance. And she's like, well, I've got this insurance card. It's expired. And I said, okay, well, do you have one that's not? She's like, on my phone. I'm like, okay, cool. So she hands me that. I'm like, how about your registration? She goes, is that not my registration? I'm like, no, ma'am, that's not. So she's like, hold on. She starts digging through the glove box. First, she hands me the sales receipt for the car. It was like the bill of sale. She hands me that. It was a brand new vehicle, but it had a license plate, so it had a registration. And I'm like, nope, not it. She's like, okay, well, what about this? Then she hands me the window sticker, and she is 100% convinced that the window sticker for this vehicle is her registration.
I had not heard all these details.
And awesome. I'm just sitting there going, God.
I have a receipt that I bought a ticket.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff she's handing me, and I'm like, she's an adult, she's a lady, she's 26 years old, 25 years old. She's old enough to know what a registration. I'm like, look, it's a card or whatever, but she's lucky it was me, because traffic unit probably wouldn't have been so nice. Will we ever meet the lady? Probably not. I like to keep things separate, just in general. It seems like a bad idea.
I got on the channel.
Yeah. Have you gone back? Why? Okay, now I have to ask this question, especially since we found $5 in this. Why is this such, I think I've done maybe 2 airline videos in the 4 years I've been doing this. Why is the airline such a big question on here? Doug, do you know?
I was thinking everybody's talking about airlines right now because Southwest melted down.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the answer. I've been on a leave of absence. I haven't turned a wheel for an airline. Obviously, I've got a beard, which today's the last day of the beard, by the way. So rest in peace. At least until I grow it again. But I started my leave of absence with COVID back in 2020, and it goes all the way till March. And at that point, I'm going to make a decision because I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go back. I don't know what's going to happen. So that's the answer. I mean, I don't know, but it has nothing to do with the channel. I mean, it is what it is. I think people think that the airline job is a lot better than it is. And I have never been a huge fan of it in general because it's not fun flying to me or being gone all the time. Those are the two things I never liked, was really just the being gone all the time part and kind of the narrow body lifestyle.
Ironically enough, an airline pilot who doesn't like to fly.
I love flying, but it's not that kind of flying.
Right.
Sorry, mate. Us jocks are on the right too. Yeah. What is that? Like, why? Would you drive a Mustang? I have driven a Mustang. In fact, with Battle Scarred Motorsports, Pale Horse. At what age this is a good one. So, which we can talk about more on the other channel, but since you asked, I'm going to answer it. I wrote my first book after my mom died she died in 95. In 96, I started writing, and I was on this dude was trying to set up a website where we're writing stories and trying to publish them. And I started writing, and I was like, well, I was reading Michael Crichton books at the time, and I wanted to write an actual novel. And it actually was pretty close. It was about 40,000 words. And I was, 13, 14 years old. I wrote that. I sent it out exactly one query letter, thinking I was going to be the youngest author in the history of all the authors. They said no. And then I shelved it. And then I stopped writing except for like school projects and stuff. And then my girlfriend / fiance at the time started writing her book in 2009. And I needed something to do. So I was like, I like writing. I'll start writing. And when we broke up, I'd kind of quit writing. And then I came back to Louisiana, had some downtime between the Air Force and Navy. And I was like, well, hey, I got that book that I started. And I totally rewrote it. The first 5 chapters, none of it stuck. And that became Spectre Rising. And I sent out a bunch of query letters, but I was like, this is the greatest book ever. It's got to be published right now. So I published it. I self-published it September of 2013, which I'm glad I did, because by doing that, my dad actually got to see it in print before he died in November of 2013. So
I remember that was big talk.
That was a rough time. And Doug he was my beta reader, right? I would send you a chapter every time.
That's
and
funny.
You kept saying, what did I say? What were you always saying? Depends on how it's written.
Exactly. You can make anything good if you're a good writer.
Yeah. And then the other part was, don't lose it in the third act.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been beta reader for people who didn't make it. I think right. Crayons may have joined the chat.
Really?
I don't know. Unless somebody's got inside info.
Any plans to get a C8 Corvette or at least drive one? Well, I can't get a C8 Z06 because they're impossible to get. So I guess not. All my money's going into racing now.
Yeah, that's for sure.
No. There's no way I'd want the shifter on the left. That would be so weird. Like,
I've thought about that. I think the thing to do would probably be try it in a simulator. I don't know if I could do it. Bam.
Would you drive the same? You know what? That needs to be my next video on the other channel, because that Road to Le Mans thing is just amazing. Yes, I would absolutely drive the same RSR that Michael Fassbender drove. 1,000, like not even a question. Yes.
It's in Assetto Corsa.
Oh, look.
Drive it there.
I can answer that. Yes. Thank you. See?
Yep.
Palm meet the face. Amen. Oh, they're still stuck on the
stop.
Yeah. Oh man, did you catch? See, I don't. Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen those body cam videos. I, as a lowly reserve, I don't have a body cam yet. So if I did, you could Freedom of Information Act those things. Let's see. Have you ever had a female at a traffic stop try to get out of a ticket using her wiles? So the way I approach things is you have to earn the ticket, because I believe that the traffic stop itself is enough of a warning usually to change behavior. And so I approach this with the idea that if I can correct the behavior as is within my discretion on the stop, then there won't be a ticket. But if it does not seem like the behavior can be corrected on the spot, then it's a ticket no matter what. So That's how, like, because I think just the whole experience of being pulled over. Now, granted, if there's other crimes and stuff, sure, we'll explore that. But in general, when I do a traffic stop, it's just to change behavior, and I think that is the intent of what my job is to try to get people to be safer. So, Jay thinks I'm gay. That's not that there's anything wrong with that, but
I
not as
asked you
far
to
as I
marry me
know.
at least twice, right?
I don't think that's something you want to say on it because people will not understand that you're a married heterosexual.
You need context for that.
That's not something you want to say here. You retire from the airline? No. Why does everybody think everything is retire? Nothing's retire. Do you agree that aviation is hours and hours of boredom with moments of panic and sheer terror? No. There should never be panic and sheer terror.
That's sailboat racing.
Yeah. Ever took a vacation flight? No. I've been cross country, which is awesome. Yeah, that's the goal of every airline pilot. Fly as little as possible and make as much money as possible to focus on hobbies. The problem is the airline that I fly for, that's not possible. Just not even. What happened yesterday? Oh, are we talking about the Life with Mover thing? I feel great. I felt great making it. I thought the music was more inspirational than sad. I think some people thought it was sad, but I thought it was more of a, it added a seriousness to it, but made it a little bit more inspirational because it should be. It should be the fact that 2023 is going to be better than the crap fest that this year has been. Come on, Mover. You're the only guy in the box. What?
What, me or him?
I don't know.
He's
Come on, Mover. You're the only
flying.
You're the only guy in the box I trust to complete the mission of flying me to Hawaii. Yeah, but then I have to go to Hawaii with you. Is there other training to be the captain? Yeah. I could. It's based on seniority. Is what it is. You go to captain school and you got to get you get checked out. But I don't want to be the captain. B-Man, is that crayons?
I think it might be.
Well, if it is, we'll see you on the track, crayons. Thank you. I've already done a lot of racing with old crayons and iRacing, which, by the way, if you're doing iRacing, come join Mover Ruins Racing League. Did you ever think about becoming an astronaut? Yes, but I don't have a technical degree, so I'm not qualified. Picture of the Dogs is awesome. Thank you. On that note, should I finish the Spectre series? No. You should read Spectre series up to, what is it? Brick by Brick, right? Then Alex Shepard, book 1. Then Stand Against Evil. Then Helios Conspiracy. Then I Am the Sheepdog. So like they kind of same timeline. Whatever.
You need to do a chart like the Disney channel, or like Disney Plus does for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You can watch them in timeline order. You can watch them in produced order.
There you go.
Put that on your website.
What do you think about the Civil Air Patrol? Great opportunity. Lester is a lieutenant colonel, as he likes to remind me. Which, by the way, the helicopter's fixed. I just won't be able to fly it for a while, but the helicopter's fixed. Where is Wombat's garage? Do I have that up here? Sure do. There's Wombat's garage. He's fixed it since then. He gets mad at me for doing the old one. Oh, I lost it. We lost it. Here we go. What was your motivation to join the Air Force? Fly fast. Take chances. Doug, is that Doug Masters? Are you Doug Masters?
Not that we know of.
Dealership markup has been crazy on a lot of. It's crazy right now. I wish we'd go to direct. Oh, I get to drive a C8 Z06. Is that VIR? Is that the nearest track?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I drove a C8 Grand Sport. No, wait, C6. I got confused with the numbers there.
Yeah.
I got confused with the picture.
Was there a big difference in the Air Force Reserve and Navy Reserve? Yes, 100%. Yes, totally different. It's you're in the same Department of Defense, but it's not the same. I watched Ford versus Ferrari, and the shifter on the left, wasn't it on the right? I thought on Ford versus Ferrari, it was always on the right.
It's an excuse to watch it again.
Yeah, no, I really do, because I remember looking at that going, how'd they put the shifter on the right when the seat was on the right?
It was on the right in my Formula car.
Hey, you talked to Mace or Splint? I have not talked to Mace in a little while, but I talk to Splint like almost every day. He's good people. Yep, no report is better than doing. I said that on another comment. Like the best outcome is we call it NAT, necessary action taken. If you can solve somebody's problem and key up the radio and say necessary action taken and not report to follow, it is a great day. I don't reload. Doug, you reload, don't you?
I reload 308 only.
All right.
That's the expensive stuff that I want to be precise.
Speaking of microwave ovens, I heard the B2 has a lawn chair. Useless trivia. Yes, iRacing. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, look at his number. It's 69.
Oh, look at
that. Never say that. Just
really.
never tempt fate like that. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Oh, he grabbed a tear. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make you cry.
Is that an expression?
Yeah.
It's not one I know.
Kate says, I find your year in life video on Life with Mover very inspirational. Your music was... Oh, we lost the end. I don't hunt. No, I don't have time for such things.
I found that comment. She said the music was so inspirational that I journaled about it and put the key motto on my fridge. Thank you, as always.
Oh, cool. I couldn't find the rest. Thank you, Kate. Hey, Mover, I'm 18. I want to be a fighter pilot. I plan to do 4 years active to pay for school, then 4 years getting a degree while also working at the base. I want to fly it once I'm done. Thoughts? That is it. I mean, that is a valid thing. If you can do ROTC and get a scholarship, that'll be a little quicker. But if you want to do that, then that's by all means, go for it. Billy says, I just want to say thanks for all you do. You motivated me to pursue my dreams, and I got picked up for student naval aviator last year. Yeah. Yes, I need this written out. See, I hate when I see a good comment, but I don't know.
That was the chart for the books.
Oh, do you play Assetto Corsa? We just talked about that because it was on sale, but they don't have NOLA Motorsports Park as a downloadable track. We play Assetto Corsa because it has NOLA.
Yep.
But
NOLA and Corvettes.
Spectre Bookmatic Universe timeline. Where does Gonky go on the list of top fighter pilots of all time? In whose mind, his or ours? Gonky's great. Yeah, we actually covered this. I don't know why. Yes, yeah. Movie. Yeah, so there it is. I journaled about it. Put the key motto on my fridge. That's awesome. Cool. Do you also fly helicopters? Yes. Do I have one? No. I do rent one, though.
I would say that person is in a helicopter in their profile pic.
I think so, yeah. Any interest in racing on dirt? Yes. Yeah, I like racing. I've raced on dirt.
That's like the flying question. You'd race anything.
I'll drive anything, race anything. Well, how are the fur babies? They're good. Aging sucks, man. It's tough. But eventually Luna is going to get to fly. That is the plan. I got her little headphones. I don't know where they are, but I got her little headphones. So you didn't notice? You're probably right. I really think that the GT in Ford versus the GT40 in Ford versus Ferrari, the shifter, it looks like he's grabbing it with his right hand. But I could be wrong.
I'll Google it.
Yeah. I will not disqualify myself in 2023. We'll make them tell me no. Hell yeah. See? Perfect. Let's see. Would you rather drive a Ferrari 488? Yes. I'd go with the Ferrari.
Every picture on the internet shows the shifter on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it was on the right-hand side.
It's got these giant thresholds with the shifter just inside of it.
Yeah. Any plans to come out to the left coast? If I can help it. Sorry.
That's some good racetracks out there.
I know, it would be fun. I appreciate the offer. It'd be great to go, hang out. It's just I'd have to be in California. Number 69 was Nikki Hayden's number and MotoGP World Champion. Nice. So this is the cartoon thing. I don't know. I started to do Firefox yesterday, but then I looked and it was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Boy, that's a long time to be sitting there. That's a tough one. Doug and me, Doug, think alike.
Me too.
Will we see more real cops playing GTA? If we do, it'll be on the other channel. No, thank you. But thank you for asking. Can we do the roofing with a helicopter? Because then I might be in. You can do all kind of cool things with a helicopter. Any interest in flying Black Hawk helicopters? I will fly anything. I never played Wing Commander, no.
That's going back a ways.
Look at it. Would you race a high-performance sport plane at the Reno Air Races? Yes.
That guy looks like he's in a T6.
He might be in a high-performance sport plane at the Reno Air Races. Do you plan to bring your vet? No, I don't have a trailer for that. If you're ever in Lime Rock, oh, that sounds fun. Say, Mover, what would you say is the average IQ of the average Air Force pilot? Boy, I don't know. What do you think, Doug? You're the psychologist.
I bet the Air Force knows. They keep track of that.
Oh, they do. You had to take it. Yeah, I had to take an IQ test. I don't know what it was, but I had to take an IQ test.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as fun if you Google it.
Well, how else do you learn stuff these days?
In Mandeville from Ireland, huh?
Looks like they run about 120. So is that a standard deviation above the average? Somewhere in there.
Isn't average like 100 or 90?
Yeah, it's keyed to be average at 100.
Too Legit to Quit is a song about multi-engine flying. It was by VMC Hammer.
Wow.
VMC, minimum controllable speed for a multi-engine plane. Oh, great question. Joke. Great question. Look, right here. I want to thank, I really should. So this is the TSXW racer. I used to use a Logitech G29, and I use the TLCM pedals. But my friends at Thrustmaster, if you know, I did exactly one sponsored video with them, and they are awesome. But they sent me the wheel with this, and it is a massive improvement. Incredible. I love it so much. And I thank them for doing that. They sent me the setup. And so on the iRacing, I still don't win because we've got a guy in the league that apparently was born racing in the computer. But we're close. Right, Douglas?
Yeah, well, I mean, you immediately beat me on a road course after you got the new wheel. So that should count.
Do you have a strategy to combat writer's block? I wish I did because I've been in a rut lately with just about anything creative.
I mean, I could complain that I want to read more chapters.
You should. The U.S. drivers insisted on shifter on the right, so Ford rigged them up that way. There's your answer. See?
Damn U.S. drivers think they own everything.
It is when the Shelby takes the Ford guy for a ride, it's on the right. Yep. On the GT40, the shifter is on the left. Well, now, see, we got conflicting.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Can you extend your leave in March? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, it's a question, but I don't know. No, you don't fly with the same anything. That's a Top Gun thing. All right, you said earlier it was tough when you lost your parents. Mine are having health problems. Your videos are welcome escape for only for 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I mean, granted, I was 12 when I lost my mom, but losing my dad at 30 was rough. And as you made the comment, Doug, you went through that with your dad.
Yeah, it's tough.
Wheel. Do you talk to your two-time? No, have not. And no, we haven't set up anything for the Fight for Honor anytime soon. Hello. Oh, this dude's in a, what is that, Cessna?
Looks like.
Big fan of your content. First live show of yours. How often do you get to fly? Hopefully a lot more soon because The helicopter has been broken since June, so I haven't flown since late May. Yes, I did the giveaway, and they should have received it by now, both of them. So there you go. Safari Land for holsters? I think so. That's what I mean, my duty gear is all Safari Land. Do pilot? No, favorite jets? No, but you knew certain jets, like some jets had a little bit more thrusties, or a little bit less bent. Like some jets you knew had less quirks than others, or some jet, I mean, it's mechanical, so they're not all exactly the same.
Did you know from flying them, or did you guys talk about that, or what?
You knew from flying it. I mean, you talk to somebody, be like, hey, 323s, you got to add left trim. Yeah, that thing's bent because 10 years ago. But I mean, I've always flown old jets, so you don't always know the stories. If you're interested in doing endurance iRacing, didn't we talk about that? I'd have to find a co-driver.
I mean, I like sitting in the iRacing pits. It's the best seat in the house.
Hey, Mover, I flew A7s in the Navy, and I always hated the tank on the 135. They always wanted the tank up in 20,000. A7 worked better in the teens. Yep. I don't know that experience, but I know most people prefer the KC-10. How do fighter pilots train to evade missiles in real life as opposed to DCS? Well, you've got the simulator, but you just practice the maneuver. You have to. I mean, you're LARPing. You're playing pretend because nobody's. Although they call them Smoky Sams that they can shoot at you. It's little smoke rockets, but they don't. They're not guided. They just go off, and you're like, oh, missile launch, and then you pretend like you're evading it. Crappy. It was super cold. Now it's super hot. Now it's like midway in between. I think it's going to be 80 on Monday. This is an interesting one. Do you hit the gym? You always look like you're in good shape. I think you would do good in bodybuilding. Well, thank you. But yes, I do. I work out 7 days a week. Have you been recognized in public before? Only in the gym, of all places. That's a good segue. And at the airport. Yes, Mover, that's a 152. I'm building hours for my part 135. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Keep on, keep it on. Why are you shaving the mop? No, I've got drill weekend. That's the only reason. I'm a video games dev. I'm thinking about making a flight simulator. That's going to be tough in this environment, with DCS. Yeah, I've been flown 323, so don't fly that one. Opinions on NASCAR? I like to race. I mean, watching's okay, but I like to race. I think NASCAR is awesome. I think it's sad. When I was growing up, I really loved NASCAR. I was a big NASCAR fan. And it was pretty sad when I did the flyover back in 2019 to see how empty the stands were. But I mean, I enjoy the racing, and especially when we do iRacing. I love NASCAR. Doug, you like NASCAR iRacing?
Yeah, I find the road courses kind of stressful because it doesn't translate to real life. And NASCAR, I don't know anything about real life, so it feels okay.
The only thing I'll say is, I mean, we haven't done any shorter tracks since they got the new tire models, but when we used to race back in 2020, the tire wear would drive me nuts because it was always like an immediate drop off.
Yeah, it
that
wasn't
made no
linear
sense.
at all.
Yeah, and then it would push. It didn't matter which tire it was; it would just push, which is not like sometimes they get slick and you get loose, or sometimes they get slick and you get a loose end push off. Like it's not always you're just going to push and hit the wall. But I think they fixed that. What is your opinion? I have no opinion. It's a bomber. What rank do you hold? I'm a major. European car brand. Well, now it's Porsche because of Road to Le Mans. Sorry, Doug, with your BMW.
BMW is plural, sir.
Yeah. Ooh, cool, fun. Might be interesting. I just started playing DCS after months of studying aviation. You've been a huge inspiration to me. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you, Andre. It's awesome.
What's that currency?
Ron Swanson. Ed says, do you experience turbulence in a fighter? Is it worse? You do. I actually had somebody, I was flying cross country in an F-16 and center says, hey, Reef 11, say ride condition. I'm like, I don't know what to say to that. I got the seatbelt light on. I don't know. But that's funny because of, your single seat. You always have the seatbelt light on. But I mean, it doesn't bother you because you're in a fighter jet. Who cares? You just do it. Love racing. See, racing's awesome. As a pilot, I know you normally wear a flight suit, but do you have a pair of multicams in case you ever have to do I don't. I mean, I used to have BDUs. I still have BDUs in the closet, and I still have blues, but I've only worn a flight suit in the last however many years. Oh, that's a good question. What was your favorite flyover you did? My first one. And here's why. My dad was there. I had just finished F-16 school. I had just gotten to Homestead. We were about to deploy to go Iraqi freedom. And my dad got to come out, and we hung out at the track all weekend, and he got to watch me do the flyby that Sunday. That was a big, big day for me. Happy New Year, Mover. What was your favorite video of the year to do? Can I ask what was something you did this? God, let's not. Can we have this year? And this year sucked. I don't know about this year.
Hey,
I
you're
guess
the fastest guy on the team at NOLA.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite video to produce, to be honest. Interview in Oregon was another one because, they say never meet your heroes, but man, that was pretty damn cool. Because I met Oregon when I was in college, and he was the Tomcat guy that had flown in Top Gun when I met him as a 20-year-old. And then to come back and interview him as a fellow fighter pilot was kind of a big deal. So, evening, sir. Recently watched 10% True podcast interview. Is fascinating. That guy does a great job with interviews. Go watch his channel. NASCAR changed after Dale died. Yeah, it did. And I think I think it changed when they started going to the playoff system, to be honest with you. Like, I do like some of the parts of the playoff system and the stages and stuff, but I think before, I don't know. I think they used to let people kind of hang it out a little bit more, but I mean, that's how you kill somebody. So you are the greatest, even Doug ever. Doug's okay too. Thanks, Blazing Ace.
I expect a 2 pound out of that 5 pounds.
Tomcats. Do you do a lot of wrenching on your track car? No, you don't want me wrenching on anything. I wrench on brakes. Even worse than.
That's what warranties are for.
How's your T38? It is awesome. It's great. I love it. It's sitting on my mantle there, so to speak. What's your opinion on the best engine for the Viper? GE. No, next question. All day long. But if I had to fly a Pratt & Wimpy, I would, because I will fly anything. What is your dream car? I don't know. It's sitting in my garage, probably the ZR1. I love that car. You were flying fighters in the Air Force and Navy. Were the squadrons very diverse? Yes. Fighting the good fight with the FAA. Hope to have my medical back next year. Email me. I've got a friend that might be able to help you if you need help. CW Lemoyne, CWLemoyne.com. How did you feel when you went supersonic for the first time? You don't feel anything. You just see the number change and you're like, there you go. Guess it's not that big of a deal. Any advice for OTS? Yes. You know what the first graduate and the last graduate is called from OTS? Second lieutenant. Go get me some popcorn. So the goal is to cooperate to graduate. Don't be a douche. Help your bros, boys and girls, and get through it. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, you GG, whatever. Just get through it. Have a good time. Learn. The best leadership is servant leadership. So don't compete, but try to help everybody else. And then if you can do that, you'll be a great officer. My dad was not a pilot. He had nothing to do with aviation. He was an Army warrant officer and then a nursing home administrator. Do you still fly the Tomcat? Well, I just got my mounts for the new desk, so we will be going back to doing some stuff. Sorry, you'll have a rough good years. Good to see you keeping it safe. Yeah, man. Make them tell you no. Hey, Mover, I live eyesight distance from Nellis and really want to catch a view of a fighter jet in flight. Tips on how to do that? No, I have no idea.
Is the schedule for red flag present or public?
No, God, no.
Just tell when they
Can airline pilots? Nope, they won't even be on FlightAware. become fighter pilots? Yes. 1,000%. You always tell good stories. What was the most memorable, challenging moment of your flying? Wait, does it have to be in a jet? Because I would say all of 2022, and that will be, I'll have to tell that story when the smoke clears. I can't tell that story now, but eventually I will. Because this has been the most challenging of my life. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's wonderful that your dad got to watch you fly and be with you before you deployed. Wonderful memory for both of you. I'm sure he was and remains very proud of you. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gone now, but I get the sentiment. I stand corrected. The stick was on the left in Ford versus Ferrari. Wait, what now? God, I'm so confused, Doug.
Gonna have to watch it, man. That's just the way it is.
How often do you talk with Gonky? Daily. He's just busy. He's expecting. Well, his wife is. He's not. Really? 30 million. That'd be awesome, dude. Dude, you know what we could buy with 30 million?
Lots of BMWs.
I scratched my ear. Does that mean I'm lying? Crap. I'm giving tells. If my net worth was 30 million, 2022 would not have sucked. I'll tell you that right now. Yes, I will fly in the future. For the military, I don't know, but I will fly something. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Any opinion on Finland, Sweden joining NATO? More the merrier. What do you think about the Air Force Academy? That's good. It's a fairly nice school. Is it the best route? I think going to real college and then going to ROTC or OTS is a good route as well. Was the shifter on the left in the Viper? Yep. Just a couple speeds though. No reverse. Kind of sucked. If you could fly for any branch, which would it be? I don't know. Myself. I would fly for myself. I did like CAS, but I also like BFM. Held my baby in until my husband's Christmas break started. Mover said no distractions during NJAP. Well, that's dedication.
Wow, yeah.
That's quite the wife there. Good job. No, I did not. Because I actually was not flying when we started dating. So, have you heard about how Porsche dominated Le Mans in the 80s? No, I have not. I think my 16-year-old niece would be a good Air Guard reserve candidate while going to college. Make them tell you no. Straight out of military flying, what do you need to do to become an airline pilot? Well, now you got to do that stupid CTP, ATP, which I think is a waste of time, but you have to do that. It's about $5-6 grand, and then you have to go take your ATP check ride, and then that's it. Some places don't even require that, but usually you're immediately qualified to go to the majors right after you hit the 10-year point. Yeah, I could have bought a C8Z06 with that 30 million. You're right. Yeah, I think the guard life is better. Reserves are more like active duty. Guard life is more of a family. So were you in the Navy or the Air Force Reserve first? I was Air Force Reserve, then Navy Reserve, then Air Force Reserve. Also, I'm heavily consider going to the USNA as becoming a pilot. Oh, cool. Thanks, Finley. I was public affairs in the Air Force, thinking about volunteering with Civil Air Patrol. What do you think of that as an option? Do it. It's fun. They'll let you fly their Cessna. I mean, especially having been in the Air Force, you get to keep your rank, and you can help inspire kids and teach them about the Air Force mission. I wish. It's funny that you're public affairs in the Air Force watching this channel, because 2022.
Because reasons.
Come fly hogs. Are you hiring? Are you a hog? Can you hire me? Because yes. Absolutely yes. But again, can you make video in F-35 crashes? Those are two like wildly different statements, but yeah, I when the accident investigation board comes out. Mover, are you interested in Formula 1? I would drive Formula 1. Do I watch it? Dude, I guess I'm getting older, Douglas, because my palate is changing. because
You're going endurance, huh?
I sat there and watched Champ Car this morning on YouTube. It was live there at Sebring. Like I was on the channel watching. So I mean, maybe I would. Hell, I don't know. Like after watching Fassbender's show, I would like to watch Le Mans. I've never watched it before.
There's a couple of 24-hour races in this country that are driving distance from Louisiana. Just saying.
Salt battery going to replace lithium battery because they're not explosive. It's way out. It's not even in my universe.
That's pretty new news too. I don't think anybody's had time to figure that one out.
I bet if you flew heavies in the Air Force, you'd be qualified to fly major. Depends on how many hours you have. I was qualified. Let's see. At the 10-year point, is when I got hired. So I'd been flying in the military for 10 years. And I was a fighter guy my whole career. Do you think there will ever be a Tomcat demo team? No. You can buy a plane with 30 million. You can buy a lot of planes for 30 million. You can buy some helicopters with 30 million. Do you need a passport? No, but you need to be a U.S. citizen. Oh, hey, Mover's live again. Hey, it's me. Hey, we've been almost doing this an hour.
Yeah, it goes by quick.
Yeah. Hey, have you heard of Real Simulators, Lightning Joystick? They make high quality. Yes, I think those guys. So it's weirdest thing. Those guys contacted me. I must have said something on a podcast that made them upset. But they contacted me and they're like, "Hey, we got this Viper thing. You want to try it out and do a video?" I was like, "Sure." And then crickets. So then I followed up again. I'm like, "Hey, you guys still want to do that? Because that sounds awesome, especially since me or Gronk are eventually going to do the Tomcat the Hornet versus Viper thing again." But I haven't heard from them. So if you know those guys, tell them, "Hey, look, I'm still interested. Sounds awesome." Please tell me more about the sci-fi book. So, Doug, you're my beta reader. What would you describe it as without giving it away?
That's a tough one. Near future fiction combined with some multiverse stuff. I'm trying not to give anything away.
Ooh, that's a big giveaway. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's like the UAP stuff. Like it's a take on what a UAP could possibly be. That's the thing. From the perspective of two main characters, one being an F-16 pilot and one being a sheriff's deputy, which imagine that, the two things I know about.
I've been a science fiction fan as long as I could read, and I like it. So,
yeah.
So far, so good.
Correction, Google says 2.8 million, what now? $2.89 million.
That's like 28 billion.
Damn, dude, I want a Manchester Google. Can you do that?
You're getting questions from the Twitch chat too. That's kind of cool.
I missed how much time you have done in the reserves. I just hit 17 years. I wish I had an IMA position. I can't get any job. I'm stuck in limbo and I can't, there's a real possibility that I will not make 20. So there it is. After you get your wings in the military, you still have to go through the whole process of getting a PPL. No, what I did, so I already had mine, by the way, but for anybody, once you graduate pilot training, you go to the FSDO, there's a test you take, equivalency, and you can come out with a commercial multi-engine instrument or single engine, depending on what you fly. Is Mover taking questions from the Twitch chat? Is this a question from the Twitch chat?
It is.
Google never lies. Yeah. Does Doug do any flying or racing? How'd we meet, Doug?
We met in college. That's what I said in the chat.
That's one way to say it. Yeah.
I was Mover's psychology professor at the local 2-year college.
Wow.
Some number of years ago.
Yeah, Doug got me in autocross. I went to Le Mans, fell asleep in the stands. Yeah, it seemed like a good race to take a nap with. I'm going to try to watch the 24 Rolex at Daytona, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
We should put together a team and watch it in stints.
Doug, you're up.
Yeah,
You got the midnight
I went
to 2.
I went 2 o'clock to
Yeah.
coffee time.
Your latest news on solid state energy storage.
Oh, there's a good question. When you were a kid, did you prefer GI Joe or TMNT?
G.I. Joe.
I was gonna guess that.
Have you ever done any drag racing? Yes. I had a Z06 I took to the track. Ran 11.9s. I did a red flag with the Brits. My flight lead tried to shoot them down. They were on our team.
Leftover animosity from years back.
No, he just went cold and he's like, "Oh, hot contact on my scope." Fox, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's the Harriers coming in at 100 feet. We're not even facing the right direction for you to be shooting them. If you could only fly fixed wing or rotary again, which would you choose? Well, it sounds like it's going to be rotary one way or the other. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, helicopters are fun just because you can just, day dick around. Like, I want to go look at this for a little while. It's very relaxing. Mover, you've been a great inspiration for all things Air Force Reserve Guard. Thank you so much. Hope 2023 is better. Watching in Walla Walla fly the R-44. Is that Australia also? Where's Walla Walla?
Washington? Isn't that Walla Walla, Washington?
I'll get you rifles. Yeah, CW Lemoyne at cwlemoyne.com. I'll get shot down again. No problem. Conversion rules for military pilot come into civilian aviation sector depends completely on hours logged. Well, not for your equivalent rating. Heck yeah, I knew each other. Yeah, dude, I've known Doug for a while. Are there any other pilot jobs in the Air Force? Oh, yeah. I mean, you got, helicopter pilots, heavy pilots, tanker pilots, although it's the same thing. U-2 pilots. I mean, it's all worth it.
I knew a guy who spent his whole career in Air Force helicopters.
I wear a large. Doug, what do you wear? Like a XL?
XL, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to send anything to me, that's the address. If you want to send something to the mailbag, that's the address. And views represented are my own or my guess and do not represent the views of the DoD or its components. Let's make that very clear. Yeah, apparently I'm a billionaire. People are going to be asking for my taxes pretty soon. Wait. Oh, see, this is what happens. Mover, what sci-fi authors do you prefer reading? I don't read very much. So I feel like if I'm reading, I should be writing. But I would say, I like Michael Crichton. That was a big one. I want to read the dude who read The Expanse because I really love that show. Would you fly an A-10 as a contract pilot? No, I would not. I want to stay here with my dogs. Mover, 2022 was challenging for so many of us, but we are proud of you and looking forward to 2023 getting better. Hop on DCS and fly with us soon. Oh, cool. Thanks, TAC42. Wiki says 65 million. Dude, no wonder the Air Force hates me. Does it really say that? Somebody must have gone in and changed it. Yeah, doesn't have my. No, that's views. 61 million views. You don't get $1 a view.
Wow, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Let's start a petition. YouTube flat rate.
Yeah.
Hashtag YouTube flat rate.
I did like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but what grade did you give Mover? Oh, Douglas, that's for you. I was a 4.0 in college.
Classified.
LSUE. Yeah.
I must have given you an A then, because otherwise I could have wrecked your GPA.
You're a true inspiration and master of overcoming life's challenges. We all thank you. Well, I wish I'd do better. Speaking of UAPs, have you ever heard anything about those recently? No. Dusty. You guys remember Dusty? Dusty was my favorite. Or the one that had the dog. He was the military police dude that had the canine. Yep. Also, yep. Yep. Got my DDM4 ISR right there. Oh, that sounds fun. You know somebody that's racing? Do they need another driver?
Yeah, we were talking about that in the chat.
I'll do like an hour. You know, get them warmed up, loosen up the tires for them or something.
I actually know a guy who races at that level too, but he won't return my calls.
No. Airworthy? No, there's no airworthy Tomcat in the United States. Ooh, what would you consider the prettiest place you ever got to fly around? I mean, I did a lot of South America stuff back in the day. I mean, that's all very beautiful. My personal favorite was doing the visual. I don't know if they call it the river visual. You go down the Statue of Liberty, the Hudson River, and you come back around the city and land. I think that's East LaGuardia, and I do that at sunset and see all the sky. I love that. It's just awesome. No, I have not, but I would probably crash it if I did. I read manuals and stuff. Spectre got me to read fiction again. Yes. Oh boy. It always happens. Always happens. It's just a thing. What were your study habits like? Well, when I did my PPL, not enough, and I failed the first time I took the written by one question. So then I studied. Usually some level of loud music and just studying. What is your favorite? I don't really have a favorite. Like I like John Wick. That's one of the top ones. I like Ford versus Ferrari. I like Days of Thunder. I like Top Gun. I like Top Gun Maverick, despite the rumors.
Luckily, we don't have to pick just one.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Ty and Dan, have you been keeping up with? I don't know who either of those people are. Good insights on writing and stories. Just write. That's the problem. You just write. You got to like and write. Yeah, I'm getting really cheated if they owe me $61 million, but that would explain a lot of things. I can't talk. I talk about it a little bit in the Life with Mover channel, but it's not something that I really. What? Douglas, is this true?
I am not aware of that information. I just watched the TV show.
Mover, have you seen the Italian military demonstration team? No.
I have.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in Canada.
There you go. Oh, I should have answered yes when he asked me about the Aston Martin. Damn it. I always pick wrong. Yes, I will drive an Aston Martin. Thank you. Contact me directly. I'll be there. That's it. Law and his dog order. Law dog. Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders. A ciao, a mover. Sorry, is that offensive? I'm sorry. I'm former fighter pilot from Italy. I can't do it without the accent, dude. Stop me. I would like to thank you for your effort. And fighter pilot, I can share feeling emotions when you describe the art. Yes, grazie. Damn it. I can't not do that. But that's awesome.
Your Italian accent is about as good as the guys in Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, the favorite vehicle?
Oh, man, that's tough.
That is a tough one. I always wanted that aircraft carrier. I never got it.
That's a meme.
General, there was a general that had this big like 8-wheel tank thing I had. It was awesome. But I love the thing that looked like the Abrams tank.
They always had like extra guns and stuff sticking out of them, so they weren't quite like the real thing.
Yeah. Well, like the first of all, they gave Cobra the A10, but then it had like one engine or something. It was weird.
Yep.
I don't know anybody that's had any UFOs. Seriously? What do you gonna say? Hey, the champ car dude wants to go race with you guys? Hell yeah, do it. Hell yeah. Make them tell me no or something. Here's what it says on the Googles. $387,000? Good Lord.
$268 a day.
Who? No. Dude, if I made $387,885 a month. This.
No, I wonder yearly, if that. But still,
a year. Well, if I made $32,000 a month, doing this?
First of all, you'd have somebody else holding the camera.
First of all, yeah. Well, I will when we go in January.
Yeah, right. But I'm not going to be paid.
You're not going to be paid. Yeah. No, there's no chance. Dude, I wonder if that's why everybody. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Happy Hog Mayonnaise.
About the level of research.
Yeah. All the best. Get a treat for you and the doggos. Thank you, Alan. Snake Eyes didn't have a dog. Maybe a seeing-eye dog. Wasn't he blind?
The Scots word for the last day of the old year and is synonymous with the celebration of the
you
year.
Can't go ahead. Oh, you're reading that one.
I was reading about Hogmanay.
Oh, Super Hornet or Hornet? I've only flown the Hornet, so it's definitely my favorite. But I've heard the Super Hornet's the one you want to go to combat with. Is there any aircraft? You know, I had somebody ask me about like the F-104, and I was like, I don't know about that one. Honestly, with my neck issues, I probably wouldn't want to fly the T-38A again. Nothing that I got to wear the parachute out to the jet. I'm tired of hurting. Of course. What optic?
Demonetized.
Yeah, this is a ACSS G2 Cyclops.
Now I got to look that up.
It's really awesome. Deuce told me about it.
I have an ACSS reticle Holostone.
Fun fact, I worked at the METOC for 2 years. I was in Mora at Stennis, and I helped them with their the Navy flight brief, whatever it's called, the weather program. The only problem I had in general was update rates. A lot of times the stuff, they're just okay with being wrong. Like there's no like, oh, we need to fix this. There's a disconnect between operational and what they do. And I tried to help them with that. The space shuttle. Yeah. The space shuttle was awesome too.
Did that have guns? Seems like everything had guns.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, you don't go to space without it. Mover Italian accent. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. I knock it off. I knock it off. Sorry. Offending people worldwide is what I do. I never played that game. I didn't have that one. On the NES, I just had Mario and Contra and Zelda. What did Adam ask? That was an excellent question. Oh, here we go. I watched your other video earlier. All I'm going to say is you will watch you either way. We came to like you as mover from the aviation stuff. Oh, thanks. Yeah, but we're still going to separate it just for the reasons. Oh. Impressive, but more people research the lower your net worth is. Watch out for the IRS. What?
The number keeps going down.
Does it keep going down?
Yeah, it's been going down the whole time.
Manual. Couple bucks closer to your millions. Thanks, Cal. Hello and happy New Year. Yeah, I just got the MRI. And I hope you're doing well, by the way. I hope you're doing great. Oh, yeah. So do pilots get any hands-on ejection seat scenarios? Yeah, we do full-up parasailing, land, water survival, all that stuff. I could play X-Plane. If Top Gun was shown in Italy, Maverick's name would be Maverico. I posted a couple days ago about your Top Gun video. I work at a company that repairs airplane parts. I thoroughly enjoyed your Top Gun Maverick video. Insight was incredible. Keep on moving. Thanks, Hayden. Oh, man. It's like up, down, up, select, start, A, B. I don't know, man. Any interest in adopting a Meemaw? Yeah, you're all adopted. Oh, it's Nance. Thanks for the... Okay. Ted is a friend of mine. I mean, sure. I don't make the introduction. I'll do anything. Do you want to see Top Gun 3? Sure. Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Airplane references never get old.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison? No, I have not ejected, thankfully. Are the new fly? I don't know. I've never flown with one. Found your channel because of Mover Ruins Movies. Thank you for your service. I was MP in the Army. Cool. I love your content. Are you planning on uploading any gaming videos? Yes. I now have my DCS set up. I got my racing set up. We're ready to go to nerd it out in 2023. Of course, the space shuttle had guns to fight the Klingon. Not the Klingons, Cobra. Do you like gladiator movies? Do you own a private helicopter? No. Be noticed as an officer, help, or man worst. This is like that Google video where he had to read. You remember the
Google where a
how
guy
now,
was
cat
great.
now. Yeah. You should replace Chris Pratt. And no, thank you.
Wow.
Was the water training different in the Navy? Yes, and it sucked. They put you in the helo dunker. They do a lot of underwater stuff. The Air Force is like, look, you just stay at the top of the water. Don't get your hair wet. You'll be fine. Navy's like, nope, you're a diver now. I didn't like it. Drown rat. Just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you. Thank you. I got my dog some nice new treats for Christmas, and she immediately buried them in the backyard. That's a warning to you. You're next. DCS hype.
That was an airplane reference. I thought it was. I had to look it up.
Why can't Hollywood get an authentic 20 millimeter Canon sound? You'll have to ask them. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Jen.
How old were you when the Persian Gulf War happened? When was it? 91? 8?
I was in grad school.
Yeah.
That's a while ago.
Let's see.
Oh man, now the comments are filling up with airplane quotes.
I agree. Now Mover is now the voice of Mario. I'm Wario. If you were teleported to World War II in 1944 of the Western Front, which jet would you take with you?
Wouldn't matter. They wouldn't have fuel for it.
They had jet fuel back then. Diesel.
Okay.
You could figure it out. They wouldn't have. You'd have like, the gun. You'd have your 30. I don't know. I'd take the A-10. Are you going to fly the 787? Yes. If I go back to the airline, I think that's going to be the plan. Highest altitude, 50,000, something like that. What kind of racing? Well, you missed it, but say it again. Got this TSXW with the Thrustmaster TLCM, TCML, whatever. And then the Sparco wheel. It's cushy. It's microfiber. And we do iRacing. GTE, NASCAR, all the things. So a 9-line is just a format for how the Joint Terminal Attack Controller gives you your tasking. So, there's 9 lines, there's 9 containers, and each one has a different bit of information that they need to give to you so that you can make an attack. Nerded out in 2023. Mover, do you know the highest rank you can achieve as a fighter pilot? General something. How long? As a reservist, you can go to 60, I think. 55 or 60. I forget which. But the space shuttle did not have guns. No, not the real space shuttle. We're talking G.I. Joe space shuttle. How are your dogs? They're okay. What was your trainer jet? T6 and T-38C. Have you ever been to the USS Kidd? Yes. Sure have.
I haven't. I need to remedy that.
Mover making $32,000 a month. Yeah, dude, that's showing all the feet. There's no way. I was 491. Humble brag. I hope to get the Apache soon. I recently got the Hornet. Cool.
I was closer.
Your fighter pilots have to constantly diet. Have you seen fighter pilots? They come in all sizes. Yes, I have. What non-American fighter aircraft? Oh, the Eurofighter would be cool. The Flanker, the MiG-29. Toughest weapon to operate? Your brain. You like that one, Doug?
Whoa.
Yeah. Meta. Yeah.
That's like layers of meta.
Yeah. Thank you for all of your content. Damn. Thanks, 2000 GT. We're slowly working up to 40 million.
Oh, that is such a cool car.
It is a cool car. You think the Su-57 is better than an F-22? I don't care. All the best for 2023. I'm not sure if you've answered this question before, but what's the significance of the airport chart fixtured behind you? Oh, one of the viewers sent that to me. It's the wrong way. It's Bell Chase, where I flew the Hornet.
We used to autocross there.
Yeah.
Not on those runways.
Occasionally, in a public setting, I'll yell out, "Tomcats!" See what happens. Usually everyone just looks at me. Yeah, don't do that. That's like that guy that's like, "Can I get a here?" And it's like, just no, dude. Just there is no vibe check. Just stay quiet. I'd fly the F4U if I had a chance. Ever thought of going to motocross with Gonky? No. No. Are you looking forward to the Tornado or Phantom? Neither. Can you buy a fighter jet in the U.S.? Yes. What is the... There's a lot of more dudes. I'll tell you that much. A lot more dudes. Oh, here we're back. I also saw that Ted's race team has both Aston Martin GT3s, GT4s. Douglas, I think we got ourselves a job, man.
Wow, yeah. GT3 and GT4. That's getting up there.
Was Gonky or Rio? No. Gonky was he did ride in the back seat with me in the T38, and that didn't go well. Actually went fine. He just the whole time was trying to jinx us and make us crash and die. I've not seen Devotion. Have you seen Devotion yet?
Nope. Need to. I didn't know it was out.
I think it's almost done. If you and Gonky were professional wrestlers, what would your team name be? The Rejects.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well, we're both fired. So I was so inspired by the Top Gun movie, I grew a goose mustache. And then the Dahmer TV series came out and ruined the vibe. Hey, Baghdaddy Mike. What's up?
I like that.
Mover, I am 31. I have $100 left in my account. I live with my parents and my 24-year-old girlfriend left me. I think about just, holy shit, no, don't do that. Call somebody right now. That is serious. It will always get better. Wherever you are, call somebody, a friend, a relative. Don't even think that, because it's always going to get better. That is not... Just call somebody. Call 911. There's what's the helpline? What's the suicide helpline? 988. Call 988 right now. Talk to somebody. I'm serious. I'm not joking. This is not a funny thing. Call somebody, because there's always more life left to live. Doug, anything?
No, that's not funny. It's a serious matter.
No, for sure. Call somebody, because it's always going to get better. It's always darkest before the dawn. There's always something. You will get through this. You just have to push. Call somebody, talk to somebody, get the help that you need. Hell, email me. I mean, CWLemoyne, CWLemoyne.com. All right. To whom it may concern, 2023 will be the Italian Air Force's birthday, 100 years old. Man, wow.
Please join the Air Force or the party?
Probably both. Yeah, when you're in a bad situation, you have to reset and be your own best friend, enjoy climbing up. You do. You have to. Like, I can tell you that 2022 was a pretty dark year. And at the moment when things look the darkest, you have to realize that eventually you're going to climb out of it. And eventually that things are going to get better. Because they have to. I mean, there's no other option. Do you think a fighter pilot squadron TV series could be successful? Yes, I do. I'd absolutely volunteer to write it too.
And star.
Yeah. Star, write, direct, whatever you need. I'm your man. I don't care. It's not to be rude. I don't have an opinion about bombers. Yeah. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I've been to a lot of situations like that in law enforcement, and some worked out really well. We got people to help their needs. Sometimes we didn't get there fast enough. And for the people that we didn't get there fast enough, in their mind, the world seemed dark and like the walls were closing in. But the reality was there were options. There were ways to get out of the situation. There were ways to make their lives better that didn't involve a permanent solution, that didn't involve affecting their loved ones, because people do care about you. And all the people that are in your life that are wanting to help you, they're going to be really affected by it as well. And that's what you see. You see people that do that. And I don't, I don't judge people for what they do, but I think that if you can get help, call the 9888 number, call 911, just call somebody. You can get the help that you need and not make it a permanent decision. Yeah, there you go. I can't say that word because people got so mad at me when I said it last time. Have
What
a
is
great
it?
2020. Hugo High Flyers. It's the Dutch thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was interesting.
This is how you have to think of it. If you hurt yourself, someone you really, really hate will be happy about it. Don't give them that. Well, there you go. We were back in the 80s in the Air Force and Guard before flying the F-16. They fly the T-38 or jet trainers. What now? The T-38's been the trainer for the Air Force since like the 60s. There are always options. I really believe this. Yeah. So Pablo says, thank you guys. This channel helps me, gives me hope. I don't even fly. Dude, call that number. Call somebody. Just talk to somebody, because it's a matter of perspective right now. You're looking at what's right in front of you, but you got to open up the aperture and look at all the possibilities, and you will get to achieve your goals eventually. You just have to believe in yourself. May not realize it, but everyone leaves someone behind. I've seen too much in my career. Speaking of depression, I dealt with it in the past. Comes here and there. Take meds for it. Yeah. You can email me. I've got, again, a friend that can help you navigate through that, but it should be waiverable. Especially there's different types and scenarios and stuff. I don't know all of them, but I do have a very smart friend that can do that. Good person. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Mark. Cheers from Ukraine. Wow. You guys have had, I'm sitting here, I got a rough year. You guys have had a rough year, and I'm sorry. But you've done well. So more people care than you realize or are able to see. That's true. No, I agree. I don't know anything about it. Are you excited for the T7? Sure. Sounds awesome. Looks like a little hot rod, man. It really does. David says, Happy New Year.
Thanks, David. You too.
Also, Happy New Year. Yeah, this took a turn. All right. Like I said, I don't want to anchor on this, but definitely go call that number. Pablo, 988. Naming characters in the book, God, it's so terrible. It really is terrible. It's mostly, sometimes it's just Googling names that sound, what's a boy name? Because I'm terrible at names. And then I'll forget. Yeah, today's the last day of the beard. Speaking about depression, the hardest part of the climb out of the hole is something that will make you a better person. It will make you stronger. It'll give you more boundaries for yourself. It'll further define who you are and what you can deal with and get through. Whoever choose ice, yeah, sorry. I had a little crushed ice in my drink there. God, I'm sorry. 2022 sucks. I once read that successful books and movies, the hero's name always starts with a J. Is that true? James Holden, John Wick.
I gotta think.
Yeah, Jack Bauer, Jack Ryan.
Wow.
Son of a. That's what I've been doing wrong.
That's it, man.
Alex Shepard, Cal Martin. None of my characters start with a J. Crap.
None of them ever? Everybody's going to have to
Not
read
on
all
my
the
main
books and find one.
characters. Kruger's not even a thing. If all else fails, see a family therapist. Yep. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well too.
People
Ethan
are starting
Hunt.
to show
There
up
you
on
go.
Twitch.
Ethan Hunt. Pete Mitchell.
James Bond.
Ooh. But these are, what are we, books? Is that Casmo? No, this is Doug. It's just Doug. Piddlepack and racing. No, we're trying to figure that out. I was trying
It's
to
been
figure
a big
that out.
topic lately.
It's been a big topic on how this works. Does Juan count as a J name? Yes.
Definitely. Especially in his case.
James, Jimmy, Jack. Just met you. We care. You even have people on the other side who care. You're not alone. Yeah, absolutely. Jace. Long live the beard for another 24 hours. Jaws. Jaws is a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the main character. The first half of 2022 sucked from getting assaulted by multiple people in my last job. Jesus, man. God, it's terrible. Do airline pilots? You don't need to. You just ding, ding. Hey, I got to take a bathroom break. Okay, give us a second. And then they move the cart and you go pee. You come back. Done. I've been in aviation. How do you say that? Aspirant? What would you say that word would be?
Yeah, aspirant.
Aspirant?
I think so.
We'll do it, man. Kick some ass, and then this is the Ukrainian guy.
It's a
kick some ass.
Case of people from other countries speaking better English than us.
Well, because we're in Louisiana. Jonathan Jason Jameson. What is your fictional book about? Well, the new one's about UAPs and unidentified aerial phenomenon with fighter pilots and a sheriff's deputy. The old one's about Spectre, who's a former F-16 pilot who gets into all this espionage stuff, and then Alex Shepard's a sheriff's deputy who gets into terrorism stuff. Yeah. You see, we've been looking at that whole catheter thing, the Texas catheter. Oh, this guy says you pee in your suit.
I have not peed in my suit.
I can't pee in my suit. I like Kate's attitude on this. Darkest days are behind us. Since you aren't flying, does your drill weekends consist of showing up and... Yes, it consists of showing up and sitting there. Mover, do you know who I can contact to hopefully get USAFA, the Air Force Academy, to do an underwater basket weaving major? I swear to God, the first time I looked at that, I thought it said underwear baskets. I would call the dean, personally. Just call him straight up. Wombat, he keeps saying he wants to do these, but then he never shows up, so... Ooh, Jenna Jameson. That's a name I haven't heard ever. Mover, this is going way long. Mover, do you remember the time in your life where the little spark in your brain went off and said, I want to be a pilot? No, because I have so many sparks and I want to do so many things that it's like a squirrel, you know. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. Let's go do that. I do not watch The Swamp People. I did watch Louisiana Law, though. Have followed your channel for years now. You actually got me started with DCS. All the best in the new year and greetings from Serbia. Go tell Wags that.
Wags is in Serbia?
No, that I started him in DCS. Anyway, Doug, I think this has been an hour and a half. We've exceeded normal limitations. You got anything else for the kids at home before I
don't have much to say other than Happy New Year.
I would say that, and I would reiterate to
Good
Pablo,
luck, have fun.
That, dude, go talk to somebody. The world has so many more opportunities for you. There's a way out of everything. So, and that's it. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a better 2023 than this. It'll probably be a little while before my next video because I'm going out of town on Monday, but I'll see you next year. I'll see you on the next video, whenever that is. And yeah, that's
Cool.
it. You got anything else?
That's it, man. Thanks for inviting
All right.
me.
Thanks for, it's fun. It's interesting. You guys have a great New Year. See you later. Vamonos.